Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. I'm going to do an art journal page today, and it's going to be a little bit different. This is going to be with a Digi. And what Digi is they're called digital stamps, or you can look up Digi. And this is from Tilted Asylum, Tamara Dozier, and she has been making her own Digi's and putting them in her Etsy shop. I love them, and I got myself a couple, and I'm going to show you them. Here's one. I cut that one out because that'll be the one I use today. And then I love this creepy one. It's a clown one, but she has many, and she's continuing to make them. So in the description below, the box below, I'm going to put her Etsy, and I suggest for you to go check it out and see what you think. And if you like any, buy them. You know, I'm into supporting, just moving some stuff around. I'm in for supporting artists, and what a Digi actually is something that you, I'm not a fussy cutter, so because of my hands and all, so I cut out the best I could. I would be much, if I cut out that, but I'll cut him out while I do. But it's for your ATCs, because once you receive them, you get them in a PDF, and it's yours to keep, and you can then size it in your Photoshop, or whatever you have that you use for your pictures or whatever to size, and you can size it as big or as little as you want. So now I'm cutting this, and this is an easy one for me to cut out. And I'll show you the cat. Now I just printed this off my inkjet printer, so it's not a big deal. She has all kinds of different styles. So if you like cute, like the cat and different things like that, and she has like a cute I don't know exactly what she's put up new lately, and I just printed it out on printer paper. What I suggest to you, if you're printing on an inkjet printer, is to print out on cardstock. And why I say that is because if you print out on, I print out just on printer paper, but if you print out on cardstock, what happens is the ink will sink into, because the cardstock's thicker, will sink into it better. So when I go to put a wet medium over this, if I don't spray a fixative on it. Now, fixative doesn't mean you have to go to the craft store and buy an expensive Krylon fixative like I have. You can just go to the dollar store and buy a aerosol hairspray like we used to use in the 80s. They have them at the dollar store. You don't want pump, you want aerosol. And then all you would do is give this a quick spray with the aerosol hairspray, leave it dry for like 2 minutes, and you're good to go, and the ink will not smear underneath. It's a great thing. So the next time you're at the dollar store, grab one. I'm going to grab me one when I go, because I have the Krylon fixative, and it's very expensive. And the fumes, I spray in my room, which I shouldn't, but I have my dog, that sometimes 3 of my dogs in here with me, and I don't like to spray that. Not that hairspray is that much better, but it's way better, to spray in the house. And then I'll do a demo on both to show you, that the hairspray is just as good. So many people use it. So many big artists that you see doing paid classes and everything do the hairspray. Make sure it's aerosol. So you could print out anything on your inkjet. You don't have to have a laser, and you are good to go. I did not do this today, and I did not spray these today. So therefore, and I'll show you what media on it, but I'm going to use my Derwent Inktense colored pencils on it. You can use your colored pencils, your watercolor pencils. You can use acrylic paints, which I'm probably going to do a background of right now. And I want something light I think these are awesome. I think these are awesome not only for people who don't like to or are afraid to or don't like to draw. I would never sit down and draw this probably. Well, I might. But when I saw this, I fell in love with it because, you know, I love my cats. So, and you can see, let me show you. You can see that I did not cut out perfectly. Now I could cut off this little wing a little bit better there. I see. I do have little scissors. What are they called? You know, like for fancy cutting. But fussy cutting. But with my hands and all, sometimes it just doesn't work. So I don't worry too much about it. I was on a Digi design team at one point in my life. I've been on so many design teams. And I did Digi'S, and I'll have to put them in the Flickr account one time when I remember to show you what I did with my Digi'S. I used them on canvas and made like these cute, you know, they were more kid-like and that kind of thing. So I want to kind of just give it a nice light blue background. I might actually do maybe some blue neon. This is just from Artist Loft. It's at Michael's. Very inexpensive. You can buy these in big regular colors. I have many of their big Artist Loft brand regular colors. I do the Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and a black and white, and you're set to go. You can mix every color from there. Also, Michael's is having, right now until Sunday, their store brand acrylic paints, you know, like these, on sale. So if you can get to Michael's and you don't have acrylic paints or you need them, go and buy your Roy G. Bivs and your black and white. Remember, your whites and blacks from your store brand craft acrylic paints can become your gesso. So stock up, because, and then you can put it in one big container if you want. Put it in a big sauce container, you know, cleaned out, glass jar, whatever, and you can make your own, you know, you have your own gesso. It's chalkier. The paint's just as good, you know what I mean? It's not a big deal. So I'm just going to squirt some of this out. But I want to tell you, so if you're heading to Michael's or you have a Michael's near you, go buy it. Because it's on sale cheap, and you can, like I said, either, you know, if you have a couple extra bucks, or even if you just go for the black and white, you know, to use for gesso, or two whites instead of a black and white. Maybe you don't care about having black gesso. I like them both for different reasons, but white, you know, white is more important. Also, I wanted to tell, gosh, I wrote her name down and it's way over there. So, somebody had asked me about fabric medium. And I don't know where she lives. And I'm going to write her on my, on the post that she wrote me on. Now, I did gesso this. I probably didn't have to. But I was gessoing something else, and I had this sitting here, and I thought, why not? At Michael's and AC Moore, if you go into their craft paint section, you will find fabric medium in that section, in those smaller bottles. And they're usually $1.79. I have looked everywhere to make it on our own, because I wanted to make it homemade, and cannot find a recipe or video on it. So I remembered that I had bought fabric medium, and if I get a chance, depending on how long this video is, I'll look in my stash. If not, I'll do it in another video and show you. It comes in a bottle just like this. It's a clear textile medium, and you can buy them, like I said, for like $1.69, $1.79. And because you don't need that much to add to your paint. You only need a few drops. It's so hard when people write me questions. I love it. Don't never stop. But, you know, to answer, like, to, you know, I'm writing paragraphs to her because I want to tell her, okay, you know, da 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 da. So, and I don't know where she lives. Sometimes people don't live in the States, and I don't know what's available to them. So, while this kind of dries for a minute for me, one thing I'm going to do, and you know I love doing this, is take my, whoops, there's my white that I put upside down. I'm going to take my water, and I'm just going to give it a spritz. Okay, and I'm going to take a paper towel. And I'm just going to lay it down like I do. And using paper towels, you know, I have so many rags around here I could use. But I like using paper towels when I'm doing this because it will bring, it's already starting to dry, it'll bring a texture to it. And then I'll just set this aside and it'll dry. Now I can continue to use it. I'm not somebody who doesn't reuse these things. But let me pick this up and show you. And I got my extra papers in my journal. Look at the great texture. I mean, you can't go wrong. So I'm going to leave that dry for a second. I want to talk about a few things. Let me see. Ouch, I just jammed my toe. Don't jam your toe when you want to talk about a few things. Excuse me if you see things of mine that shouldn't be seen. All right, that's my extender. That's my gloss. Oh, what the heck did I do with it? It might be with all my fabric stuff, too. Because I have a lot of fabric that I do, you know, that I use. Maybe it's up here. You know, if I was organized, this wouldn't be. I have enough blending gel to blend me all the way to God's nowhere. Floating gel, crackle. I buy a lot of those little varnishes. Here we go. It is from Digi'S. It's where the folk art and all those are. And it is called Fabric Painting Medium. Converts acrylics to, you know, for, what's it say? It says Kelly is a jerk. Converts acrylics to fabric paints. And it's by Digi'S. It's called Fabric Painting. And why is my light all funky? Funky. And these are like $1.79 a piece. If you need a couple bottles, you know, make your friend or spouse or partner or whatever go with you, your kid, or kids, and print out the coupon from AC Moore. You can do online, acmoore.com, or michaels.com. Print out the coupons, how many you need for how many people you are taking, and go and buy. Now the directions say, and mix 2 parts of paint to 1 part of this medium. So this is 2 ounces. I mean, it's a bottle. So let's say you know, you're using a whole bottle of this, which is 2 ounces. So you would use 2 of these reds, 2 red paints to 1 of these bottles. So depending on what color you're doing or if you're stenciling, this is the way to go. They might even have this in a bigger bottle. I don't know. But I bought this because I love painting on fabric. And it dawned on me, I'm searching everywhere. And then I'm like, durr. I mean, I've painted on fabric 1,000,006 times. And then you want to just follow the directions on the bottom. Let's see. You want to heat set after it's dry. Place soft cloth over the dry design and heat set with an iron on the appropriate setting for 30 seconds per section, and you're good to go. So it's called Fabric Painting Medium. I'm sure every brand has their own, and I'm sure it comes in a bigger one. I would, because these are all 2 ounces, the regular paints, and you need to have 1 part of this to 2 parts of this. So if you're doing 1 color, you would buy 2 of these and 1 of these. So I would buy probably these ones, but it's up to you. So that's what that is. That's what that's called. I'm just going to hit this with my heat gun real quick. My paper towel. I'm knocking everything over. My paper towel did take most of that wetness off, and I'm not really worried too much about it because I am knocking everything over. Okay, I don't need my blue anymore. I want my white to stay up like that. It's called straightening up when you should. But that's all I'm going to do for the background for that. I'm not going to worry too much. I'm going to take my favorite thing in the world, Elmer's Extreme glue stick, and I'm going to lay it when you do have your paper underneath, every once in a while, even if it's dry, it'll come up. But I'm going to take my paper out for a minute and lay my cat and just put my glue stick on him. You can use matte medium, Mod Podge, whatever, Elmer's white school glue, whatever you have. And she has some really cool, oh my God, one of my dogs is gassy. Good God, please. You know, it's when I'm on camera. If I start gagging and puking, good God in heaven, the heck did they eat? I don't know. I know that's not your problem. It's mine, unfortunately. Now, you can put it in the middle. You can do whatever, but I'm going to do both of the ones that I have. So, and I like using the glue stick because you just have a little bit of time to, you know, kind of move it to where you want it. And a suggestion I have, if you're using a glue stick, now I see my paint's a little wet, so it got my, I'm going to move you down a little bit to see. And kind of move over this way a little bit since we're working here. A little bit of the blue got on my cat. I'm not going to worry about it. It must have been a little bit wet, but I'm just going to tap it down. And leave it sit there. Now, let's do the Z Crazy Heads. And I'll just put this here. I am so thrilled of all the ATC signs up for February already. Woohoo! Y'all rock. And I'm just going to put this crazy little fella here. I'm just doing a little demo. I don't have anything really planned out. I just want to kind of show you how they work. And they work, like I said, in so many different ways because, like I said, if I wanted to put one of these on an ATC card or scrapbooking or in your mixed media, you can shrink it or enlarge it. And she has so many different things and they're so cute. And like, I'm not a card maker. So for me, you know, these would be awesome to have when you want to make cards. Or like I said, if let's say you have a granddaughter or a daughter or a niece or whatever who loves cats. That is the most adorable. I want to know what my lights, y'all. Is my camera just being funky? Or is the sun coming in? Something just ain't working right here for me. Don't like the yellowness. You know, you can shrink this down. You can put this on a canvas. Like I said, I'll show pictures in the Flickr. And make her a beautiful, you know, canvas of just painting a background and adding some stickers or her name and paint this beautiful little, you know, you can buy a small canvas that this would fit on perfectly. For somebody like me, I love the creep. Okay. I'm going to start coloring just to give you guys an idea. So I want my kitty to be, now I'm, you know, normally I would probably do different colors. Like you see, she has the stripes like the Ivory Graham white one, but I want to show some colors on here that you guys can see. So I'll probably stick with some brown. And I'm just going to go in, and you can use acrylic paints, and I'll show you that on my scary guy. Again, I would suggest the hairspray, and I'm going to do an experiment on that. And I'm not going to wet my my colored pencils. I would have grabbed my Prismacolors, but they're over there and I'm here. And as we know, I just love these. I love Digi'S. I keep encouraging my one girlfriend to do them because she draws so well. I'm not a really, I mean, it takes me a while to sit because to draw. First, I have like ADHD. I mean, I think I have ADHD. And if it doesn't come out, like it never comes out how I want it to. And even though my daughter and husband will say to me, oh my God, that's so awesome. You know, like even my goddess, I'm like, Well, I'm going to show you a little trick that I do when I can't cut something out the way I want it to be. And that's because of my hands and the RA and fibro and all. But I don't care. I don't let it stop me do anything. As you guys know, I do it in spite of. But let's get this going. Let's get some. Are you black or are you? Because I always grab the wrong color and end up with like this like dark green, so I can't see. Yeah. I'm gonna give it black stripes. No, you can make this really funky. And I was going to, but I thought I wanted you guys to see, you know, on camera. And who knows, maybe I'll activate these. You never know with me. I just am so thrilled with these and that she's doing these. And I think for people like us that, you know, sometimes you want to art, but you just don't have it in you to draw. But you know what? You get these and you can sit and color. And like, think of the colors you could do, how funky. Purple and pinks or green and, you know? And then, oh gosh, I can just go on and on. I love, let's bring a little darker. No, I don't want darker brown. Started it and said, nope. What color are you? A little darker. My cat is variegated, is what I call her. And then I'll just do a little darker. But you can have so much fun with these. And like I said, you know, sometimes we don't want to draw. Sometimes your hands hurt. You know, to sit down and concentrate on drawing. I love drawing. I love sitting and just drawing whatever the heck I want. But I'm not going to lie. There's times that I just don't want to. Now, this is the cat. Obviously, it's not a dog. And I'm going to color the inside of her little ears. Hello, little boogers. That's how I talk to my cats. I'm a weirdo. I know it. I own it. I am not your average person. I know many people as odd as me, and so I don't feel so bad about it. Oh gosh. Okay, so here we are. Before I do the wings, and I have something to tell you about the wings, but as you can see, I have some lines here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick my blue up, my blue colored pencil, and I'm going to go in and I'm just going to color. And it doesn't have to be the exact same color. And if you want, you can go in with the same color paint that you used. I'm not going to because it just really doesn't matter to me. And this is going to make where I couldn't cut because of my hands, which is completely okay. Bless your souls, bless your hearts, the ones who can fussy cut. I don't even know if my hands were okay if I would fussy cut because I'm too fussy to cut fussy cut. I'm like, just cut it. But these weren't, I mean, honestly, this isn't hard to cut out. I've been having a really hard time with my hands, so. But I'm just going in with the blue so it blends in the background. As you can see. And like I said, think about like print these out for your kids or your grandkids to have a coloring book. I love coloring books. You don't find a coloring book anymore without silly, and they're not, word searches aren't silly, but like they don't have coloring books like when we were little. I can't find them anywhere. Every time my daughter and I go like to the craft store or the bookstore, we look. And I just want a coloring book that's all pictures like when my daughter was little. And my kids were little, actually. And I want to be able to, like, just color. Just color pictures. I don't care. I don't want to have, like, all that extra word puzzle, finish this stuff. So these are great. You don't even have to cut them out. You can just make your own coloring book for yourself, because I love to color, especially when I get blocked. And I don't mean backed up blocked, because I don't have that problem. I have the opposite. But when I get, uninspired, I love to sit and color. And there's a thing I do. I draw for myself to sit and color, and it just helps me get my inspiration back. Now, her little nose has to be pinky. It's a little baby. Okay, now the wings obviously are white. What I am going to do is, excuse me a minute, because I should have grabbed it beforehand, but I never do. But I think you guys are used to that already, aren't you? I don't have much of that left. Come on, be good to mommy here. Let's see if I can get some of this going. Grab yourself glue and glitter, which I'm not going to do right now, which I could have, I guess, with my... And you can still use your Elmer's glue stick or whatever glue stick you dig. Some people like that UHR or UHF or whatever it is, the brand. Next time I go to the store, I'm going to pick myself up some. A stick just to see what it's like. But what I'm going to do is just take some regular... It's glitter. I have I don't just use Stickles. I have a million different brands, whatever I can get. And I'm just going to go in. And I'm not going to worry, because I'm not going to... I just want enough that I can kind of color in. And let me find my little brush. And then just kind of color it in there. And I'd probably, like I said, just use your white school glue and like sprinkle some glitter on. But for me right now, just to show you the demo, because I really love these and just really wanted to show you these. Okay, and then she has sparkly wings. And like I said, you can use white school glue, a glue stick, glitter, you're good to go. You can use this on your glue stick, So now let's do, let me wipe that off. And do that. Let me wet my brush just a little bit and dab it. And let's go inside, and we're going to stay in the lines and try not to go over the black lines of the drawing, but stay in the middle. And activate if you used your watercolors. If not, you can use your acrylic paints or just colored pencils. It doesn't matter. I'm just going around, a little bit of water, I dab off, staying in the lines. Again, I could have used acrylic paint. Oh, I gotta do her little tootsies. Don't use too much of too wet of a brush, because it will soak through this printer paper. If you use cardstock, you're good. But I didn't wipe off that one. I'm just gonna keep going in, and Again, not perfection because I'm on camera and I would take longer. However, you know. Then we could do her little ears. And maybe have a little bit for her padding here. Just to give it a little bit of color. And if you want to go around the outsides with the blue, you can. Like I said, I'm not worried about it. But if it bothers you, some people it bothers, you can blend right in. It blends right in right there. So I'll show you. So if you're one of those people who bothers, you can see. And I'm going to let her sit and dry while I go to the next one. And like I said, these are great, just like I said, if you have grandkids that come over and visit, and then you have like these fun things for them to do that you could sit and do. And once you purchase them, they're very inexpensive. Once you purchase them, they're yours. You download them on your computer, you're good to go. Now you can go in and outline this and do whatever. You can add whatever you want to it. You can add birds and butterflies and stickers and whatever you want. Now this bad dude, of course, he's getting a blood red nose. And I'm just going to really quickly do this one because really his face is going to stay white for me. And I'm just going to kind of outline his in here. Now this one I would probably use paint because I would want to accent him more, like, you know, really like paint white down for his face. And then I'd go over like all this and then hollow this out. But you can do it whatever way you want. You know, you want to be creepy, you can give him, let's see, where's that one red? A different color red eye. It's a little brighter. And you'll see when we wet it. You can make his teeth. I like to make blood. And like I said, if you're using acrylic paints, or you can use your white yeah, your white color pencil. Can't think. And then around this, you can make red because he's a clown. Very simple. And again, take your brush, rinse off the other colors. Always start with your light color. Lightest color. You can see the difference in the reds there. I'm going to go in there with black in that scar, but not right this second. So I'm sticking with the red. I don't need to go back into my water. Now, actually, I like the bleeding of the ink on this because I think the drippage and the blackness of it, of the ink, adds to it. But that's me. It doesn't have to be you. Everybody has their own kind of thing. You know what I mean? I love creepy stuff. We all know. And his little ears can be, you know, whatever color you want. What do we do? Let's do a color are you? Mustard. I don't know. Maybe his really dirty ears. Now, something else you can do with things like this. And then once this dries, you can also go over it with white paint. It doesn't matter. You can see that some of my blue's still wet as I touch and go into certain things. But you can use this as a head and draw your own body. You know, it doesn't matter. I'm going to just give that a little bit of yellow up here to give him like some crustiness. And then just pull more from my ear and go in here with a little bit more yellow. And there's my clown. So, and that's the basic. I'm not, like I said, it's nothing, you know, I'm not going to go all crazy. You can use markers. You can use anything you want. Like I said, I needed to smear this out a little bit better. You can even add this in the dots on the antennas. But she has so many for everybody. And I think, you know, for sale. And like I said, they're yours to keep, to do with what you want. And the things that you can do with them are amazing. And I'll have to post some of my pictures from when I was on the Digi team. But I wanted to show a couple. So here's my clown. And that's just using inkjet. I didn't prep it or anything. And I like the spreading of the ink on that one because it just gives it more of a creepy look. And then here's the kitty cat. Look how cute. And that was done quickly, of course, you know. But you would take more time. But how cute. So I hope you check out the link below. Her name's Tilted Asylum. Tamara Dozier. She's all over my YouTube and Facebook and everything. And you can get her on Facebook. If you have any questions, if you can't find her, just message me and let me know. I'm in love with these. I'm in love with this clown. I'm in love. Like, I'm thinking to myself, oh, I would love to, like, because I do funky things like that, get my some like really crazy yarn and like give him like clown hair. Like, you could do so many things. You could print this out on a piece of fabric and make a clown, like, you know, which who knows, in the future I might. And then you go and you do your page like you want to do, you know what I mean? Or your canvas. And like I said, I'll show you a couple that I did. Mine were, the person I was working for did kid ones. So mine are very kid-like. I did a few years ago. But same thing. And look how easy and fun. You know, and like I said, if nothing else, you make your own coloring books, you know, or your own, like I said, this is fun for me to just sit here mindlessly and do things like this. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please, please, please check her Etsy out. Support, you know, support handmade things, support all of us who, you know, do art, do our YouTube videos and that kind of thing. Just check out her stuff, see if anything hits you. I highly recommend her, and I'm digging. So, you know, see if there's anything on there that you like. So that's all I got for this video. And she also has, if you do use her art, if you do buy her Digi'S and all, she also has a Flickr, I believe. I believe it's Flickr. I have to double check, where you could post your pics of what you did with it. So I think it's awesome. I love it. I see this little part of my cat's coming up, and I'm obsessive, and you know it. And I'm pushing it back. See how fun? See how easy? And there you go. And like I said, acrylic paints, watercolor paints, color pencils, whatever you have. Look how awesome. And that's where you start. And then just build your page from there and have fun. So I hope you all have a great day. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you go check it out for me, her site. I'd really appreciate it. I love the way the clown got a little wet and is kind of like just dripping down. It just makes me, it looks like he has a disease, and I'm just so thrilled with it. Look. Love it. And as always, I did not do my black in the middle of the nose. 1 second, please, because it'll drive me nuts. This little scar. As always, be kind to each other, because you never know what battle somebody else is fighting. I appreciate each and every one of you. My numbers are growing crazily, and I'm so blessed and so happy. And any questions, just let me know. Please check her out. It's in the description below. And anything you ever want to see, just let me know. And if I can do it, I'll do it. And I'm loving the goddess, you know, everybody's goddess pictures and everything else. So keep that going. And I will catch you in the next video. Thank you so much, guys. And I hope you all have a great day. Bye-bye.